Hello, hello, welcome in everybody. We are about to get started with some good old classic score tech for our community showcase. Just give me one moment here. Sorry for the late start. Welcome in Chalk and Mike. Hey Aken, how's your Friday going? Amusin777 with the spam on Instagram. Welcome in. That's a nice rhyme. Okay. Hey McCray. Alright, got a lot of matches today, so let's get started. I'm Austin with Enhance, and camera's a little off here. I'm happy to watch some classic score attack matches tonight. Gotta get in the mindset. I'm ready for the Classic Tetris World Championship coming up. And I think we have some pretty good matches. And if you want to play, head to discord.gg/enhance. And on the onboarding process, or if you're already in the Discord, make sure you have the community events tag selected, and you'll be notified. And typically these community showcases happen on Friday nights Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern time, if you are in the US. So yeah, and then unless we have a special event or something going on, we'll move these times around. But yeah, every Friday. I am creating a lobby, and we are going to get started. I believe our first match is supposed to be Shock versus Manic. If you are in the chat, we're about to get you started. Although it looks like my multiplayer is being goofy right now, so one moment. Unfortunately. Welcome in, everybody. Oh, you know what? It's probably because I might have the game open somewhere else. Anyone else having Steam issues right now? It's being weird on my end. Give it another try here. Do. Thanks for your patience. While we do that, anybody playing any new games recently? I've been hooked on Animal Whale, but curious what you all are playing. If not, just Tetris. I don't know why my Steam is being weird. Not letting me launch a game. NES Tetris, good choice. Very odd. Just Tetris, either Switch or Oculus, and Animal Crossing. I haven't played Animal Crossing since a long time ago. I think on the original Nintendo DS and GameCube. Sorry for the delay, everybody. I am definitely having some odd Steam issues right now. I suppose I could run it on a different version. You know what? Let's try the good old Epic version. Yeah, it says on Steam I have no connection. So apologies for the delay. I don't know. I was literally just playing. Yeah, is Steam down? Is anyone else having issues, or is it me? It's working for you? Very odd. Just one moment. I'm going to try the Epic Store version here. Of course, it has two-factor, so appreciate your patience. It is being goofy for you? Okay. Glad to know it's not just me. All right. Epic Store is online. I have 8 overall SR on the Epic Store version. Very nice. Okay, finally getting this lobby set up. Sorry, everybody, for the delay. Steam would mess with me right when we start our stream here. All right, so if you are our first matchup, I believe it was Mike, or I'm sorry, Manic Metallics and Shock. I don't know if Mike is your real name, but if I scared you, or if I jump scared you, if your name is actually Mike, it's actually Manic Metallics that is up. The room code is in our Discord thread here, and when you two are ready, we'll get started. All right, looks like Shock is in here. Sure we have. Oh, there we go. Perfect. Pulled up Tetris effect still. All right, when you two are ready, we can go ahead. Good luck, have fun. It is not any platform. You don't need to be playing on Steam. I think just Steam may be having issues depending on where you're located. Because typically I play, or we stream the Steam version. But now we're on the Epic Store version. Alrighty. Looks like Shock may start here at level 9 if they agree on that. And yes, if you do want to play tonight, it's not too late. We usually go for an hour and a half to 2 hours. And yeah, our wonderful moderator, Ferox, will get you in the match queue. If you cannot find the matchmaking thread on Discord, just drop a message here in Twitch. There we go. So Techno Forever, I believe this is their first time playing on our community showcase. Always happy to have new players in here. Shock is a regular, and obviously, as we look at it here, Shock can throw down, and we'll take this first win. Feel free to choose a lower level here if you are uncomfortable on level 9. Yes, Ferox is wonderful, contrary to popular belief. All right, the good old level 0 start. So level 0, in a way, it's kind of tricky because you typically will want to press down on this level unless you want to move at a very slow pace, right? It can be kind of hard to like tuck pieces on level 0, at least in like a swift manner. Used to be a fun category. I don't think it's quite as popular as it has been in the past, but level 0 to level 19 speedruns, which test your like ability to press down and use strategies where you stack only at the top of your board. It could be fun to watch and a bit nerve-wracking if you're participating, because when you try to move faster, even on level 0, if you make a misdrop at the top. I think it happened to Joseph Saley in the 2019 CTWC when they did the feature for the level 0 to 19 speedrun, and Joseph Saley actually topped out pretty early on. And we all know how good of a player Joseph is. Well, not all of us, but any active CTWC community members or anyone that followed the scene. Yeah, being filmed, of course, is also nerve-wracking. I think you kind of become numb to it the more you do it. If you, for example, if you stream often. I remember the first time I like streamed ever on Twitch. It was actually pretty nerve-wracking. You have to get used to it. And then, yeah, you kind of get numb to it. Nice thing about a level 0 start is we will see a lot of color changes. So Shock is actually pretty good. And I think they've been improving a lot since they first started appearing on our community showcases. Hailing from Australia. Keeping a pretty clean stack here. Tetrising. Let's see if so Techno can still get caught up here, only 13,000 behind, which is not that much in the grand scheme of things, especially as we level up. Every level a Tetris is worth 1,200 more points. So if you manage to get to level 10, for example, it'll be exponentially more score. Or one Tetris will get Techno caught up, right? Oh, good question. I'll turn on the, or good point. I'll turn on the Tetris rate next match. Sorry, I do not play on this version as often. So yeah, we're playing some Classic Tetris, and by the way, we will be at the Classic Tetris World Championship coming up on June 7th to 9th in sunny Southern California, Pasadena, in the Los Angeles area. So if you are looking to meet some enhanced team members in person or want to find some people to play with and you are in the SoCal area, you should definitely stop by. Yeah, it'll be the SoCal Retro Gaming Expo, which will be a lot of fun. Oh, Shock right at the top of their board. So Shock tops out. Techno still has their work cut out for them. If they go into survival mode, like, there is a chance. Ideally, Techno can nab at least, I want to say at least one Tetris. Ooh, rough placement on that. Oh, I kind of like that formation, though. A bit nerve-wracking here on the top of the top half of the board. And Techno forever will top out. GG. Either way, thanks for making it out and having a debut on your community showcase. And hopefully you can return in the future. Who do we have next? So let's see here. I believe up next we have Aken versus Bill Nye, the Science Fry. Make your way to the lobby. While we do that, I'm going to make a new lobby to fix some settings real quick. Let's turn on that Tetris rate. And also, what else did I want to change? Oh yeah. Okay. Making a new lobby here. I dropped the new room code in the Discord. I see Bill Nye is right there. And yeah, we'll get started. Viva Tetris! Hola Retro Cabeza. Drunken Public, welcome. Oh, we got a raid. Thank you. I don't see the raid in this restream chat, so I appreciate that. Thanks for the raid. What were you playing TEC? I know Retro Cabeza. I think you host some TEC events, right? Which we at Enhance definitely appreciate. I'm sure the community appreciates as well. I believe you've hosted some LATAM tournaments, if I'm not mistaken. And it looks like our match is beginning. Steam should be back online, thank you. Yeah, of course Steam would give me issues right when we start the stream. Yes, Retro makes and streams events of Tetris Effect Connected. That is awesome. And yeah, anybody coming from Retro Stream, we are every Friday night we host a chill community night. Well, depending on the kind of person you are, if you challenge a friend for example, and want to beat him on stream, that could or could not be chill, depending on how seriously you take it. But yeah, we just have friendly matches every Friday night here. We kind of swap up the game mode. Usually we do connected versus, or we do that the most often, but we'll swap between all the 1v1 modes, or cycle between them. And yeah, just so happens to be classic score attack night. And I'm personally pretty excited for the upcoming CTWC tournament. And it'll be there in person, so if any of you are attending, be sure to say hi to us. Ooh, nice Tetris for Alex here. Will CTWC impact the streams? Yes, it will. Good question. I believe that June 7th, we will not be streaming. We will have a booth set up at CTWC. We are planning to record some of the matches, so maybe we could even restream some of the matches here on our community showcase. In addition, we'll have some of the matches uploaded to the Classic Tetris YouTube and stream the morning of the finals. So I think right before CTWC finals starts, we'll have some TUC matches playing. So yeah, be sure to follow Classic Tetris on Twitch or YouTube. I think it's just twitch.tv/Classic Tetris. Feel free to plug it in the chat. Or there you go, we have the CTWC command. Perfect. Andrew is a stellar community member utilizing those Switch commands. Actually, I'll plug that on YouTube as well if you're watching from YouTube. Yes, Community Showcase live in Pasadena on June 7th. Be there or be square, or whatever the saying is. How's our game going here? Aken's kind of crushing it. 22,000 points ahead here. So is Bill Nye on a... Oh, they are in a separate account, okay. Rocking the Alex name. Alex Nye, the science guy. But with these early level starts, it's really anybody's game. As I mentioned earlier, because these higher levels, you do get more score. So as long as Alex survives, they should have a chance to get caught up later. One thing with these lower level starts, yeah, you can utilize your speed. So if you are pretty competent when it comes to like soft dropping that piece or holding down, if you can do that quickly, you can kind of get a bit of a lead, a real-time score lead. And if you top out with a big lead, it can force a 2-minute timer in Tetris Fit Connected, where the opponent will have to get caught up within 2 minutes. So it could be a bit nerve-wracking if you are a little bit behind on lines, even if you are like similar in efficiency. But I like Alex's board. Aken has a little bit to work through here at the top. Does get that long bar to bring it down a bit. We are approaching higher level speeds. Yeah, Aken does have a higher Tetris rate, but it's on these earlier levels, which the score doesn't count for as much. So if Alex is actually able to bring their Tetris rate back a little bit here, they can get caught up pretty quick. And looks like they're almost poised to do so. They are Tetris ready. Although Aken does manage to get a Tetris despite the ongoing, I don't want to say messiness, but it was a little messy on Aken's side. But they were bringing it down, working through that cheese. Yeah, anybody in the chat, are you going to be at this year's Classic Tetris World Championship? Still a good opportunity for Alex to get caught up here. They are nearly Tetris ready. Decided to take a safe triple. Maybe less confident on these higher speed levels. Ooh, that square misplacement could set them back, especially if they're not as comfortable on level 10 plus here. USA too far. If you are in Europe or Japan, there's also classic Tetris events throughout the year there. Smaller regional events, but I mean, that's part of the fun of classic Tetris, in my opinion. It's just the sense of community and making friends, right, alongside an awesome game. Ooh, that bar placement. I don't know if Alex can get to that far left. Unable to do so. Alex will surrender, raise the white flag, and Aken takes the dub. Looks like they are going to Mullen. Shout out to Ben Mullen. Gonna be Kazu and Akashi in Square One. Are you winning Square One this year, Manbo? Looking forward to supporting you. I don't know what Aken's personal best is. They're just trying to play through it just for score reasons here. Looking like they are going to top out, though, after some rough placements. And Aken with the dub. 223k, very nice. Game numero dos. For all of our Espanol fans. Right, Ferox? How'd I do? Welcome in, LB. Hope you're doing well. You're gonna regret clipping this. Oh, nice. We have 2 new players on deck here. So Mike Furo and PH. Awesome. Yes, we are always happy to have new players on our community showcase. We have our regulars and our godlike players. They're always going to be around. But yeah, this is a great place for players that are newer to the game to get some limelight, have some commentary on their games. Because, like, especially during, like, Tetris Effect, TECWC season or Tetris Effect Connected World Championship, we tend to focus on the best players, so this weekly stream is a good chance for other players to get some spotlight. And Alex is struggling here. I don't know if they can if they can get a long bar over there, that'd be awesome. But they are at the very top, and unfortunately he's going to top out early. So Aken is good for the set. Thank you, Alex, aka Bill Nye, for stopping by. You're no small fry, and quite a nice guy. Up next, we have... Who is up next? Ferox did pin it, right? We did have it pinned. Oh yeah, I literally just talked about it. PH versus Mike Furrow is up next. Goldfish Memory in action. If Ferox, if you want to provide them the room code. Welcome in, it's Lizzus. How can I sign up? It'll be bad, but it'll be fun. That is the best mentality. So join our Discord at discord.gg/enhance if you haven't already. If you head to the announcements channel, there should be a link to the matchmaking thread. If you are new to Discord or not so savvy with it, we can just let us know your Discord username and we can tag you in that matchmaking thread as well. And yeah, we like to have new players on here. Like I said, it's good to get the spotlight into not lower level players, but people new to the game. It can be fun. Doesn't matter how good you are. If the matches are close, it can be fun to watch. Of course, if you are crazy good, that can also be a spectacle. And I think we do have a pretty high level match towards the end of our stream here. I think we have Shocky versus Ned L towards the end of the stream. So if you're looking for some crazy classic Tetris, be sure to stick around. All right, looks like PH found their way here from Brazil. Oh, did PH possibly from Retro Cabeza's stream? I know we have some LATAM players in here, possibly from that raid. Okay. Oh, Liz found their way here. Perfect. So I think we're just waiting for Mike Fro. Yeah, no matter what platform you're on, you can input the code. The button press will differ depending on what platform you're on. But if you are in the multiplayer section, you'll see at the bottom, it'll show like join room and a hotkey for that. Mike Fro, if you're listening. And then you can input the room code there. And Ferox, feel free to share the room code in the Discord. I am just gonna do my best to only show the match when it's live, which should circumvent all the issues. Okay. Abstract Ghost, aka Mike, here in our Twitch chat, versus PH. Good luck, have fun. Some more level 0 starts, love to see it. You can call me Mike. I appreciate that. I tend to feel like whatever is the most shorthand, I tend to use as the nickname. For example, if you have a short username and a long IRL name or real name, then I tend to use the username and vice versa. Or in the case of Numbers, a active enhanced community member, where they have like a 12-digit username, we just call them Numbers. Ooh, unfortunate tuck. That's part of the difficulty of level 0, honestly, is like tucking the pieces. It's actually easier to do on higher levels because you could just like hold left or right. But on level 0, it doesn't always lock in right away, so it's kind of tricky. So I think we're looking for another matchup for Liz. If you're around the 5,000 to 6,000 classic SR range, happy to have you play. Welcome in, Atomic Spoonie. Another raid. I cannot see the raid, whoever it was. Welcome in. Raid the sequel. Homicidal Care Bear. Wonderful name. Very wholesome name. Welcome in. Oh, it's a Spoonie raid. Okay, welcome in, Atomic Spoonie. Happy to have you. Hope you had a good stream. Were you playing some Tetris? Playing something else? There's so many great new games out right now. Such as Humanity. You guys ever play Humanity? Wonderful game. Atomic Spoonie, do you want to play tonight? Or anybody from Atomic Spoonie's stream? Feel free. We have players of all skill levels here. This is a good place for players that normally don't get the spotlight to shine and have some fun. Excellent. What is the name of that Pokemon? Is it Venonat or Venom? Yeah, it's Venonat, right? I know my Generation 1 Pokemon. Beyond that, it's a little bit of a struggle. Maybe Generation 2. Ooh, PH a little bit high on their board. They're looking for that long bar. Waiting for it, waiting for it. Where is the long bar? Oh, they decide not to take the burn. They're going for the long bar. Ah! Oh, they managed to get over. Oh, unfortunate. They are still in the lead, though. So Mike here is still going to have to get 8,000 points within the 2-minute time limit. Agreed. At least it could. They got that extra clear though in the end, so that score could come in clutch because these levels are adding up, and the higher the level, of course, the harder it is to maintain a clean board. Either way, yeah. So Abstract Ghost here, aka Mike, in our chat, is going to have to get 5,000 points. They're doing a pretty good job. If they manage to get a Tetris that should just seal the deal. But they're going for these doubles, and they're moving pretty quick. They got about halfway within the 2 minutes, so it could come down to the wire here. No pressure. No pressure, Mike. Find your zen. Just think of a happy place in your mind. Get dialed in. Get in the zone here. So everyone is happy place. When I think a happy place, I imagine like a pasture with some wholesome farm animals or something like that. And Mike manages to take the dub. Very nice. That was a good first round here. Can I time out Manbo? I'll leave that up to you. I have trust in our moderators. I don't know if that's a good or bad thing, but I suppose we'll find out. So it looks like Mike is playing this out. A little high on the board here. Ooh, that T placement is going to be kind of rough to deal with. And it looks like they are tapping, so if you're not a crazy hyper tapper like we used to have in the classic Tetris World Championship, it's going to be tough. Nice win for Mike. Game number 2. Looking forward to it. We'll see if PH can maintain that score lead before they top out. Another level 0 start. Who's on deck here? So up next, I believe we're doing Zan versus Calli Star. Unless we find a match here for Liz, we'll get Liz in here. I am excited for the long weekend. That extra day goes so far in my book. At least here in the US, we have a long weekend coming up. A lot of us have Monday off. All right, got some early Tetrises from both players. Actually, a really good Tetris rate. 100% for PH, no pressure to maintain that. Sometimes when you're on that 100% rate, you take nothing but Tetrises, and then that ends up being the reason you top out, right? You're like, well, if I'm on 100% for so long, I want to greed and maintain that. That can be your doom. But of course, it's fun to go for. And Mike here still has an 84% Tetris rate, not too bad. Then DHT stands for drought. So that's the number of pieces you've had since you've had a long bar. I piece, I bar, hero piece, whatever you want to call it. I'm open to new names for it. The log. All right, Mike is Tetris ready. Looking for the long bar. Actually, use this one to clean up their stack. That is a popular move. got a square tower in the middle here. Not really another good place to place it. I would have done the same. Ooh, Mike Big Brain. That's actually kind of the good play to take. And a lot of newer players don't take that play. If you have options to burn on the right, why not take it? Why not keep your stack nice and safe? I think a lot of newer players kind of struggle with, like, I'm going to get a Tetris or nothing else. Which, by the way, PH is still on that 100% Tetris rate. Very nice, over 32 lines. And they are taking that to heart here. Oh. They don't want to... Oh. Never mind. Now, they can have that peace of mind. Allowed to clear singles and doubles now. Nice double Tetris for Mike. Yeah. PH is pretty much Fractal. One of our popular pro players who is known for keeping their games quite perfect at the highest level. And yeah, just a reminder, if you are tuning in for the first time, you can head to discord.gg/enhance to participate in future community events. Including, but not limited to, our Friday community showcase streams. We also have voice hangouts every other Saturday during the full moon event, or weekend rituals. And it's a lot of fun to get a lot of players at times going crazy in a voice chat, depending on the group. Some groups, it's more like a book club, nice and quiet. Other groups go a little too crazy. Depends on the time of day. I'm more of a book club group kind of guy, you know. Nice golf voices, talking Tetris. Then Ferox gets in there, and then just gets nice and rowdy. Getting into higher levels here. Mike a little bit ahead on lines, so every 10 lines when you start from level 0 increases the level. Welcome in, Kronos. Hope you're doing well. Kronos, what's new? Playing any Tetris? Or I think there's maybe a hint of truth to what I was just saying. Correct me where I'm wrong. So pretty close game. As these levels increase, the score for Tetris also increases. So anybody's game. As we see, that Tetris from PH was huge. Kind of doubled the score lead currently. So with that being said, if Mike can clean up and get Tetris ready, they can easily get caught up here. If PH can maintain this actually very high Tetris rate, they could be poised to take the win here and force a decider at Game 3. Ludwig and Moist Criticals things, really? Like a event production or some kind of like showcase kind of thing? All right, Mike does top out, meaning PH is good for game number 2, and we're heading into game 3. That was a really good game from PH. High Tetris rate. Excellent. Well, I hope it goes well. When are you going to be in LA? You should come to the CTWC if you're in LA around then. That is a pretty busy time of the year. I think there's like Summer Game Fest. Our team is also going to be in LA the following week for some game publishing activities, since there's so many people in town around then. So I'll be in LA for about a week and a day, so 8 days. Oh, next week, okay. I'll be there the following. PH is killing it. Nice sportsmanship from Mike as the opponent here. And yeah, if you are Zan or Calli Star, get ready to play. You are up next. Andrew, how are you doing? Any travel coming up for you? Any Tetris events you're participating in? Andrew, I feel like you make it out to a lot of Tetris events, which is awesome. Will Mike go for the Tetris or fill in the left? They go for the Tetris. I respect that decision. Not sure. I probably would have filled in the left, but I think going for the Tetris is kind of the safer play. It brings your board down for one, and it actually secures that score, which is nice. Double Tetris for Mike. And all eyes on PH here as they have a little bit of cheese at the top of their board. Cheese being holes in the stack, slang for that. See Swiss cheese as an example. So yeah, PH a little bit high here, taking pretty good decisions though. Still pretty low level speed, so probably just want to take their time and not force any misdrops here. And yeah, pretty good decision so far. Meanwhile, Mike with this left well. So fun fact, doesn't matter too much at these speeds, but a piece actually gets, it takes less taps for your long bar to get to the far right than it does to the far left in classic Tetris. So that's why you always see at the highest level, players will have their Tetris well on the right. Of course, if it just so happens that maybe the pieces kind of force you into that left well, players will hang on to that left well for a little bit, but typically they want to find their way back to the right at some point. Mike speeding up. DreamHack Dallas for PB2's side bracket. That sounds cool. Shocked saying they just had a fabulous game in ranked and finally above 3500 SR in classic. Very nice. Shock, you can kind of throw down. I guess early on in I guess that 3500 range can be volatile because you may get like experienced players that hop into classic for the first time, for example. It seems like you can throw down, especially that game we saw from you earlier. That was nice and clean. Did terribly when I first played in Classic. I haven't improved in single player, but never really played ranked again. Got it. Yeah, single player is a nice place to practice. If you want to, no pressure, just kind of work on yourself kind of game. I think single player, is a good place to like test your limits. I tend to stack like a little more aggressively, go for score a little bit more often in single player. And then when I play multiplayer, I'm able to like tone it down a little bit, right? Just consistently play it safe and like get farther in the match. And then of course, since I practiced playing aggressively, I can turn it up if I need to. At the same time, it's good to practice safe stacking habits. There's a balance. Either way, PH a little bit ahead on lines here. 17k lead, but that isn't very much in the grand scheme of things, especially as we approach these later levels. Another Tetris scoring, netting another 10k for PH. And boom, Tetris from Mike. Taking that 10k right back. Austin starts at level 19 in single player. I mean, to practice, yeah, I prefer starting at level 19 because it's a bit, I don't know. It's a bit harder. It's like weight training, or what am I thinking of? Like Dragon Ball Z, high gravity training. Then when you leave the high gravity chamber, level 18 feels so nice. All right, this is anybody's game. Probably gonna come down to the wire. It's a really good matchup, actually. Ooh, that hang from Mike. Can they actually get a piece in there? The only option really is... Oh, no. No. Brutal misdrop from Mike. And PH is going to take it. That was a nice set. Good games. Yeah, Mike actually had a higher Tetris rate. It's just that happens to everybody in Classic. You can ask the best players in our chat. A misdrop can spell disaster instantaneously in Classic. It's just a brutal game mode. Either way, great game. Nice job, PH. And nice job, Mike, throwing down for your first showcase. All right, let's get Zan and Calli Star in here, if you're in the chat. Could have saved it a few times, but I panicked. Yes, especially when you're in the limelight, right? There's something about depends on the kind of person you are. Some people thrive on it, but there could be a bit of anxiety. I think you get used to it though, the more you play on stream and stuff like that. I've learned to thrive on it. I feel like somehow it gets me going when I have other people watching my games, for example. Or if I'm playing in a live setting, I tend to play a little better. Unless I'm exhausted. Lack of sleep due to travel or something like that. Alright, looks like Zan found their way here. Calli Star. Could somebody call Star? Anybody have Star on speed dial? Alright, I see Star in the chat, so they're probably on their way here. Yeah, Calli Star is a great zone battle player. I can't recall how good they are at Classic. I guess we're about to find out. Of course, if you are good at the modern or the newer game modes, I feel like the skills tend to translate. For some people, less so than others. See Kazu as one of the best zone battle players. Does not translate to being one of the best classic score type players. But also the room code just broke, so let me remake the lobby. I don't know if somebody crashed or something. Sarah Tetris Folkman. Oh, that was quick. Quick rejoin. Top tier lobby joining players here. That was SS tier rejoin time. Let's hop back into it. Zan versus Calli Star. Looking like we might start at level 10 here. Looks like we have a warship on the left versus the Manta Ray. I actually called it a Stingray earlier, internally amongst the enhanced team, and they called me out on it. It is not a Stingray, it is a Manta Ray. Currently on my way to graduation, just thought I'd stop by and say hi. Congrats on your graduation. And yes, stop by and say hi anytime. Appreciate it. Boom. Tetris for Calli Star, and Tetris back from Zan. It looks like both players can kind of throw down here, stacking pretty confidently. Mike saying, I love the battle music. Yeah, you know what? The music doesn't really get old for me. I think Score Attack is probably my favorite single player music. But yeah, given the amount of TEC I've played, Tetris Spec Connected, I'm surprised I've never like turned the music off. That zone battle music, especially with the phase changes, right? It kind of like counts as a cue for like what's going on in the game, if that makes sense. For example, when the music gets more intense in zone battle, that means you're going to have messier garbage coming in because you reach that new phase. So I typically leave on the sound. Not everybody does, but definitely helps that Tetris Spec Connected has a banger soundtrack. Which, by the way, I recommend listening to the official recently released soundtrack last year for the multiplayer songs. The full versions go pretty hard. Or the higher quality, like studio versions. Cute Data says, I got my first Ultimatris the other night, finally. Congratulations. Excellent. That's a good feeling. Did you use the IRS system at all? Or did you manage to get just a nice lineup of pieces? Still anybody's game. Yeah, we see a bigger score discrepancy than we did earlier, but because we started on level 10, Zan can get back into this if they manage to nab some Tetrises here, especially while Calli Star is kind of getting pretty high on their board. So as long as Zan keeps their cool, keeps it low, gets some Tetrises, they can easily get caught up here. Is that the time stop feature? Yes, the zone mechanic. A lot of people don't even realize they can do that right off the bat in journey mode, but yeah. In zone battle, you can use that time stop feature to get bonus attack or to defend a large attack. The win button, yes, Andrew. Yes, if you play zone battle, I highly recommend pressing the zone button. It will really help you out. So Zan's been keeping their board really clean. I kind of like their safe stacking method. Taking a lot of singles and doubles, but at the same time, it's like kind of nice conservative play, and it's starting to pay off. They are bringing it back a little bit in their favor here. Taking a triple. But yeah, Zan has never left this right well due to taking burns a little bit more often, whereas Calli Star has kind of been everywhere. As I say that, ooh, that was a rough T misplacement, but we'll see if Zan can fix this up. Nice burn decision there with that kind of flat upside down T piece. Or right side up T piece, depending on how you look at it. I guess it spawns in that way. All right, Tetris for Zan to fire back at Calli Star. Still anybody's game. We are getting into some later levels here. Level 10 through 12 is actually... Is it 10 through 12 or 11 through 12? 10 through 12, I believe, is the same speed. And then 13 through 15 is the same speed. 16 through 18 is the same speed. Then 19 through 28 is the same speed before you get to level 29. Same speed, but the later levels within those sections will still grant you more points. That's why you tend to see people start on level 18, 15, and 12, because they are the higher scoring variants of those level tiers, if that makes sense. Thinking of upgrading your TV. Yeah, especially with a game as like as precise as Tetris, definitely having low latency on your television or gaming monitor or whatever can be helpful. I feel like TVs tend to be a little worse than monitors typically. Also depends on like which which cable you're plugged into. Some of the HDMI ports may be a little more responsive. As I get nerdy here for a moment. Ooh, Zan with that rough placement. We are on higher levels. However, if Zan just kind of clears some singles here, which they are doing effectively, they can still take this win. They do not need it to overgreed here. Barely getting that spin in there. Looking for something here on the right. Ooh, barely gets that. Ah, no! Zan almost had it. Came down on the wire. And Calli Star takes game number 1. R.I.P., says Tetra Boy. That was a great first game. All right, level 12 start. So yeah, 10 and 12 are the same speed. 12 will grant you a little bit more score. However, if you are a fan of one of the color schemes, more so than the other one, perhaps you will want to start on level 10. It would be interesting if TEC allowed you to play classic with the standard colors, if that makes sense, like the guideline colors. But that kind of goes against the nature of classic score attack, which is trying its best. It's pretty much a perfect emulation of the old mode, or the classic Nintendo mode. It'd be fun for a modifier. Without glitch colors. I don't think anyone's really tried to push. I don't know what happens if you get to like super late levels on classic score attack on TEC, honestly. Has anybody done that? Like, even with a bot or something like that? I don't think so. I don't think there's glitch colors, but I'd be curious what happens still when you like max out the level, for example. Twitch colors. T-spin in classic is sociopath behavior. That is an interesting take, cute data. Oh, both players are going to top out. Simul top out. But it looks like Calli Star barely had the lead there in that Simul top out for whatever reason. I guess, yeah, they had 3 more line cleared. So pretty much a few more singles. And that will be the set. So thank you, Zan and Calli Star, for playing. Bit of a chaotic finish to that set out of nowhere. Just like when I'm commentating actual CTWC matches, I'll be looking away for a moment and then the game's just over. Okay. So is Manbo up next? Manbo's already in here. Manbo versus Pelt. Pelt, make your way to the lobby. Room code got doxed. It's all right. And yeah, if you guys ever, if you're just tuning in and want to play in the future on a community showcase, be sure to join our Discord at discord.gg/enhance. The game needs a special feature which makes it impossible to seem. If your name is Beast and Shen, yes, because I am bad about that. I just don't press that button for whatever reason. All right, we are in here. Manbo versus Pelt. Oh, there are 71 viewers. Thanks to the raids from earlier, and who knows, maybe people are off earlier on this long weekend escapade if you're in the US. Chilling at home. The weather is getting nicer though. I was outside for a bit this morning, but it's also getting a little too hot. A little too hot. All right, Grass Pelt and Manbo. Choosing level 11. Definitely digging the level 1 colors. I think level 4, 14, 24 is my favorite color scheme. That or level 8, just because I'm so used to playing on it. Manbo with the Tetris. I know Grass Pelt has been playing a bit of classic here and there throughout our community showcases and the Saturday night, or the Saturday afternoon or night, depending on how late you stay. The voice hangouts, where we all get together in the Enhanced Discord and try to snipe each other connected or play friendly matches with each other. And Grass Pelt will be playing connected, or not connected, classic score attack in there sometimes. So they're probably improving ever so slightly. I gotta get TEC on Xbox. I don't like using the PS5 controller. Yeah, the PS5 D-pad, I eventually got used to it. It's a bit more finicky. Not finicky, it's just different than I'm thinking of like the DualShock controller. I do kind of like the Xbox controller. It's a bit more clicky if you are like tapping. If you use the delayed auto shift built in the game, so like if you hold left or right, I actually prefer like a softer D-pad like the PS5 or PS4. For tapping though, I like the Xbox. And yeah, Grass Pelt had a bit of a rough placement there, spiraling into some other issues. And Manbo will take game number 1. More level 11. Rockin' the green. Kind of a lime green if you're looking on my monitor. Might be different depending on the color settings on your monitor. Anybody see a forest green? What kind of green do you guys see right now? Ooh, Grass Pelt. There we go. Gets that long bar. That's going to be crucial. Let's see if they can manage to squeeze. Oh, that's a tricky. Can they even do that? I don't know if you can spin that piece in there properly. It can be tricky going between modern and classic Tetris because the spins don't necessarily work the same way. They have different rotation tables, different frames. So classic score attack, each piece has a max of two places, or two, I'm probably overcomplicating this, but like 2 frames or 2 animation frames. Whereas in modern Tetris, pieces will have up to 4. And pieces in classic Tetris favor the right side, so you tend to get pieces to the right side a bit quicker. Ooh, that placement from Grass Pelt gets the double. Let's see if they can open up the well. They do. Looking for a nice burn here. Ooh, perfect. Ooh, that was scary. Nice survival from Grass Pelt into a clever spin, bringing that board down. So they made up for that spin earlier. Very nice survival from Grass Pelt. And a little bit of a lead to boot. We'll see if they can get this T-spin. T-spins on Classic can be scary because you have to time it perfectly. And of course, a higher level speed, the better timed your spin has to be, because you have less frames to execute that spin. Classic Tetris spinning mechanics. Amazing. I was playing PS1 Tetris Plus last night, and that plays like classic Tetris, yeah. There are like a lot of, I don't want to say forgotten games, but there's a ton of old Tetris games that people aren't really familiar with. Tetris Plus goes pretty hard. I think one of my favorite multiplayer Tetris games is actually the Super Nintendo version. It's like kind of a hybrid between what we would think of as like modern Tetris multiplayer and classic, because you can send lines to your opponent. You can use diagonal movement. Yeah, think of it like classic Tetris with diagonal movement, and you can send lines to your opponent, which is kind of fun. You despise garbage sending. I like both worlds. I think garbage sending, once you're comfortable, like knowing how to bring your board down, there's a nice like ebb and flow to receiving and sending attacks, right? Kind of like tennis or something like that. Then you can kind of like take advantage of when people send you attacks, like counter attacks, stuff like that. Just a different game. Although it can be more stressful if you're looking for the classic Tetris experience, right? Does anyone remember a Street Fighter puzzle? I don't think I played that. Alright, how's our game looking here? So Grass Pelt has gone a bit stronger of a lead, but Manbo throwing down a Tetris here. And yeah, still anybody's game. Kind of a rough placement on that piece from Grass Pelt. Grass Pelt has nice solutions following misplacements though. Manbo, taking advantage of this clean board state, is able to kind of bring their score back nearly into the lead if they get another Tetris here. And Grass Pelt's going to want to try to clean this board up as soon as possible if they want to maintain that lead. We'll see if Manbo runs into a bit of a drought. Drought being how many pieces until you get a long bar, which when you enable that in the graphics settings, you can enable the Tetris rate and the drought on the HUD, so under the speed level where it shows TRT and DHT. If you want to see that in your games, be sure to enable it. It's in the graphics. If you're like, why is it taking me forever to get a long bar? You can verify that with a drought counter. Verify your suspicions that the game is hating you. Alright, Grass Pelt looking for something to throw in this. Okay, that works. Nice burns to kind of keep that well open. They are Tetris ready, and there it is. Tetris for Grass Pelt. Especially as they get to these higher levels, it can be a bit tricky. So every Tetris is going to be huge at this point. Hopefully Manbo can bring this board down a little bit or clean it up so that they can go for Tetrises. Excuse me. Because, yeah, well, Grass Pelt is Tetris ready, and going into these higher levels, those Tetrises are going to be worth even more. And on top of that, these players are probably a little less comfortable at this higher level speed, so yeah, we'll see if Manbo can survive here. And there is a little bit of a ticking time bomb, as we are going to approach some crazy level speed at level 19, but we're not going to get there as Manbo does top out. So GG, Grass Pelt takes game number 2, and we'll hop into a decider match. And Grass Pelt is playing this out, possibly going for a new personal best or something. I think Grass Pelt actually got a PB on one of our last community showcases. I think it was in the 300 or 400,000, so they could be on pace for a PB here. How do you get the shark avatar? That's a good question. I believe it comes with playing classic score attack. It's either a win streak or a certain amount of games. I'm trying to recall what it is. Do anybody know off the top of their head? I'm sure I could look it up here. $100 during full moon. Okay. Yeah. So I think the full moon avatars tend to be the rarest, which means you have to play during that 24-hour window on Saturdays during the full moon event. And they have to be wins. So, yeah, the rarest avatar, I believe, in multiplayer is 100 ranked score attack wins during full moon, which nets you a spider. I would say that's the rarest avatar we have. Nice emote, Andrew. I will admit, I have not done the horse opener in quite a while. Perhaps I need to get back to the lab and have that ready to go. Tonight is just classic score attack. We change the game mode depending on the week. Wow, time is flying by. I guess we have a lot of players getting to decider matches. Classic matches could take a while, or they could be over in like 30 seconds to a minute, depending on how the game's going. I think we are going to close the queue, though. That I'm not here all night. Unless Liz is still around. If we get a match for Liz, I might get Liz in there. "24-hour community showcase." That's what the Discord is for. Feel free to showcase your skills via screenshots in the Discord. 24 hours. The Discord is available. Unless Discord is down. All right, grass pelt. Trying to bring this board down. Looking for that. Ooh, perfect long bar. Gonna really help bring this down. Fortunately, they do have a little bit of a lead, and Manbo is pretty low to the board, so they should hopefully get back to stacking for Tetrises pretty soon here. Decides to set up that long bar dependency in column 3. Fills it in. That was the right move. Oh, rough placements from Grass Pelt. Gets that much needed triple. See if they can get a long bar for this left side. Oh, they can't get it over though. And that will be the end. So Manbo has 2 minutes to get 22,000. They'd be able to get that pretty quick if they can nab some Tetrises, but easier said than done. Ooh, nice adjustment. Not throwing that long bar down there, given the upcoming piece. And yeah, kind of a rough decision there with the square. Decides to just throw it to the left. Either throw it to the left or try to burn it on the right side is probably the right call. Okay, they open up that long bar dependency in column 4. Kind of stack over it with the square, probably the right call as well. They are on a 30 drought, so no long bar in sight. And there it is, but okay, perfect. They get it to the far left. Should allow them to easily bring their board down when you have a high left side. Kind of like gradually descend from the left to the right. Kind of a good way to stack if you're trying to keep it safe and have good parity and be able to easily bring your board down. They almost have this long bar well open. 10,000 away. Only 30 seconds. So no pressure. But they are going to want to grab a Tetris here. 20 seconds. A Tetris is waiting for them. Let's see if they get a long bar here. If they get a drought right here, that'd be so brutal. There it is. Tetris. 10 seconds left. And very close match. Manbo is good. Nicely played. Barely nabbing that win. If they got a drought in the end, that would have been brutal. Okay, who's up next? So, let's see. Fall Kite versus Andrew up next. Make your way to the lobby. Lobby code is in the Discord. Fall Kite. Glad I pronounced it right. I'm like 50-50 on name pronunciation. Sweet moves, everybody. Could not agree more, Mike. Yeah, we're having a lot of matches tonight. Probably go a little bit over time tonight if we want to get everybody else in here. Which is okay. It's like Andrew found their way here. So, Fall Kite, if you're looking for the room code, I can tag you with it if you'd like. Oh yes, my collector's editions. From Limited Run Games, which we will be giving out again. We had some giveaways for them during our Tetris Effect Connected World Championship. We'll definitely have some more giveaways if you're looking to nab one in the future during some streams. All right, looks like Fall Kite found their way here. And we're ready when you guys are. If possible, let's have some later level starts to expedite the games here, as we are going a little over time. All right. Keep it going, says Manbo. 18's great. If anyone does want to play 19, feel free. Just make sure, I'd say if you want to play 19, just make sure your opponent agrees if they're not that comfortable on it. Either way, we are getting a little spicier. I guess our remaining matches here tonight should be fairly high level. Tend to ramp it up throughout the stream. So if you have been waiting patiently for your match, thank you. It's time to wake up if you have been waiting. If your name is Super Shocky, Ned L. Who else? Who's actually on deck here? Toka or Tetra Boy. Ooh, I wasn't looking at Andrew tops out. And Fall Kite with a quick top out. Or the forced top out, rather. Taking game number 1. I know Andrew can throw down on Classic, so we'll see if they pull together here for game 2. Yes, we are still going double bubble trouble. Excuse me. And yes, welcome in. I am awake. Got casual 1.3 in practice. Ooh, throwing down. A 1.3? That's kind of crazy, actually. Hello. I'm just going to call you Jack. I'm not going to be able to pronounce that name correctly. Welcome in. Gonna choke in this match. We'll see. Never know until the game is actually played. Any amazing Classic player will definitely have their days where they choke. Who doesn't choke? Maybe just Fractal. Anybody else that doesn't choke? You're rolling, Tetra? Are you rolling using a controller or keyboard? It should go through. It depends on. I think there's a rhythm you need to go for. It's a bit different on TEC. Although, as we've seen from our top players, you can get used to it, figure it out. Probably don't want to like overdo it, right? Sometimes if you go too fast, it may not pick up your input. All right, some Tetrises for Man9948, aka Andrew. Taking the lead with that Tetris. But Fall Kite is ready. Some nice stacking from Fall Kite. Kind of stacking with piece dependencies in mind, it looks like. At least on my initial take here. Some nice safe burns, just about Tetris ready. Yeah, the higher level you get, the more often you just want to get Tetris ready as soon as possible so that you don't miss out on any score potential. And then after that, you can start to play more conservative. And obviously, the higher level you get, the more aggressive you end up having to stack, depending on your opponent. Okay, we are Tetris ready on Fall Kite's side. And there it is. One more Tetris will put Fall Kite in the lead, but Andrew is also Tetris ready, throws it down. So pretty close game. Andrew about a Tetris and a half in the lead. Very nice stacking from Fall Kite. A little bit higher on the left side, which is ideal. If you have a higher left, it kind of allows you to easily take burns if you get undesired pieces. If you have a high center, that's when it gets a little bit weird. So you can have like a high spire in the center, then you have to make harder decisions on whether you throw your piece to left or right. And if you have a higher center, it means you can't necessarily burn right away, if that makes sense. Because you still have to film both the left and right side. Electric's live. Does Inhant still patch this? Dolphin still Fly in front of the pieces in that one journey level. There are some support patches from time to time. There hasn't been a major patch in quite a while, but it certainly has ramped down over its lifetime of 5 years. But yes, welcome in. Nerf area, Hyper Area 5. That's something to consider. Yeah, feel free to report any issues you guys are having. We do note it all down, and then depending on a patch timing, or I guess we kind of weigh the importance of everything that is being thrown our way. Anyways, Fall Kite a little bit high there, so yeah, hitting that level 19 kind of too high on the board. And Andrew is good for game number 2. With a pretty nice game, 500k going right into level 19. So a nice above 50% Tetris rate there. Getting in their groove. They better be working on that Res reboot. Can't wait for that. Yeah, Res is a great game. Of course, as an enhanced fan myself, right? I work at the company and I'm a fan. I'd love to see a million enhanced games, but we are making cool stuff, whatever it is. Latest being Humanity, which is currently on sale, on Steam at least. All right, a bit of a rocky start for both of our players, but Fall Kite managed to get a nearly 2 Tetris lead before all this went down. And Andrew with a bit of a rough, I don't know if they had some control issues or what. It looked like they just stacked straight down the center. But Fall Kite still not quite out of this. They're going to have to get 30k. Not free by any means. Yes, Humanity's coming to Game Pass next Thursday, May 30th, which I am super excited for. It means we have more people participating in our community stages, which is where I spend all my time. Nearly all my time. Ooh, Fall Kite's getting a little greedy here. Where is that long bar? 27 drought. Oh no, and Andrew manages. Oh my goodness. I don't know if Fall Kite rage quit there or what happened, but that is classic Tetris for you. All right. I'll pick a new lobby. Happens to the best of us. Happens to me quite a bit. All right, we're gonna make a new lobby. So next up we have Toka versus Tetra Boy. Make your way to here. I'll share the lobby in Discord. Elnar. He made a T-spin double. Yeah, it's hard to gauge when you're going to run into a 30 drought, right? You never know. So you're like, surely you'll get a Tetris and win this game, but Classic is brutal. Very brutal. Alright, looks like Toka found their way here, and we are just looking for Tetra Boys. Tetra Boys still... Oh yeah, they're in our chat. I'm gonna go really good or really bad. Have you rolled before? Have you been practicing? You said you were rolling. I didn't see if you... Did you mention if you're using keyboard? Yeah, the nice thing about Classic on TEC, we kind of welcome any controller, as long as, like, for highest level, we don't welcome like turbo buttons or macros or anything like that, right? So we require hand cam, just so that we're in line with like the actual Classic Tetris community, so that people can get that World Championship experience when they play here on TEC as well. Rolling's tricky. I've practiced for a little bit. What's hard about it, in my opinion, of course, the timing and the finicky of the control can be kind of stressful, but changing your grip. So if you're already wired to think of Tetris in one way, and then you have to like change how you input it and get used to a new button layout, it can be kind of tricky. All right, Tetra Boy has to charge their Switch for a little bit here. You plug that bad boy in. I don't know why I was like super late to realizing that you can charge your Nintendo Switch without the dock, right? I'm like, oh, I can just plug in a USB-C to it. Oh, like when I first got a Switch, I'm like, oh, I have to use a dock to keep it charged. It's like learning T-spins for the first time. Yeah, the dock it charges your Switch, yeah. Do you know which VR devices support Tetris Effect? Never played anything in VR yet. Wait, is this? Oh, it's from top down, sorry. I was wondering if it was showing chat properly. So I'm probably gonna rent a VR set or something for TE. Most all enhanced games are very supportive when it comes to VR. Are you trying to play it off your PC? If you have a PlayStation, of course, PSVR 1 and 2. We have it native. Just about anything, really, when it comes to Tetris Effect. It's pretty supportive of nearly every headset. Of course, if you want to double check on something specific, let us know. And if you're on Steam, it should show what we like officially support. It may work on some headsets that we don't like officially support per se, or have done internal testing on. But yeah, in terms of like VR support, Tetris Effect pretty much works on anything, depending on how you have to have your system set up. All right, just waiting on. You almost ready, Tetra Boy? And then we will end our stream with Ned L versus Super Shocky. So 2 more games. And they should be pretty high-level games. I think Ned L, Super Shocky will be our highest level. Ned L probably with higher scoring potential, but I know Super Shocky has pretty good consistency. You can throw down. Consistency is what scares me the most in Classic Tetris, right? I'm okay with playing somebody that has a 1.7 personal best if they still top out a lot, right? Should we do Ned L versus Super Shocky first? If you need more time, Tetra Boy. Probably should have thought about that earlier. Okay, let's do that. Sorry, Toka, we're gonna push you back one game if you're okay with that. Ned L and Super Shocky, make your way to the lobby. Code is in the Discord. Super Shock is our TECWC 2-time Trifecta champion. Same with Score Attack champion. So they can throw down and some Tetris. Alright, looks like Ned L found their way here, and you guys can start when you're ready. Good luck, have fun. All right. We got rolling matches now, boys. I don't know. I don't think either of these players roll. I think they both hyper tap. Super Shock plays on a Nintendo Switch. I think they've used Joy-Cons. And then Ned L, not sure what Ned L plays on, actually. They do have a controller symbol, though. So controller should imply that they are playing on a console. You roll on Joy-Cons? That's actually pretty cool. I don't think I've seen that done effectively. What's nice about the NES, like classic Nintendo controller, is it's flat, so it kind of, in a way, can be easier to roll on it, if it makes sense, because of that, like, that hard corner. Oh, he's practicing rolling. Okay, very cool. Yeah, Ned L has improved, probably our most improved classic score attack player since TECWC 2023. Love to see it. So yeah, this game could go down to the wire. I think Ned L said they had a casual 1.3 million earlier, which is crazy. But we'll see if they can hit something up there again. Super Shock, I don't think they have quite as high of a PB as Ned L, but actually I'm not sure of Super Shock's PB. I just know that Super Shock is probably pretty consistent. You may know how to play conservatively and get to those later levels and force Ned L to bring their A game. No, I missed the stream. Welcome into Twiz. Well, you didn't miss some of our best games tonight, which are, or at least our higher level games, because I do think we had some awesome games all night, as long as the games are close. Yeah, so we have 2 games left tonight. Super Shock versus Ned L here, and then Tetra Boy versus And Ned L is starting off pretty strong here. I feel like Super Shock is going to want a little bit of it. Actually, you know what? They both hyper tap. I'm talking like Super Shock is a DAS player like myself, where you tend to want to have a pretty strong 18. I feel like given how much practice Ned L has been putting into the mode, though, they're probably a little bit stronger on post-transition. So when we hit that level 19 speed, they'll probably be able to accrue a little bit more score. But yeah, Super Shock with that knowledge, able to hit that spin. And they are Tetris ready, so might have a little bit of a chance to get caught up here as Ned L is forced to take that triple. A good opportunity for Super Shocky to get caught up here. Still pretty low to the board, so they can't like force a Tetris just yet. Now they're finally Tetris ready after receiving 3 long bars. And there's another one, Tetris for Super Shock. Alright, Shock is going to have to take some burns here. Had kind of a rough sequence, but stacking in a way that they can easily bring their board down if they have to. Ooh, nice adjustment at the last second for Super Shock to try to maintain that Tetris efficiency. And hopefully they can make their way back to the right, because Ned L is through all of that cheese and back to that right well where you can maximize that Tetris efficiency. I'm just waiting for that long bar. 17, 18, 19 pieces since we've seen it on Ned L's side, so they're probably going to take some burns. Where is it? There it is. Tetris for Ned L. And another one. With that 100k lead going into level 19. Super Shock, 10 more lines until they hit level 19. So a little bit of room to work with. And if they can get a few more Tetrises, they'll not be too far behind in efficiency. 45% Tetris rate versus that 57. So yeah, Super Shock's going to have a strong post-level 18 game if they want to get caught up here against Ned L. Given that Ned L doesn't make any mistakes. Obviously, if Ned L tops out, Super Shock can play a little bit safer, but as of now, and just knowing how strong of a player Ned L is, Super Shock may want to try to stack somewhat aggressively for Tetrises. Kind of a high-level strategy, and I think Super Shock might be skilled enough to employ it. If they hear that like Ned L is getting these long bars, oh, not able to get that long bar to the left. Actually, the Super Shock is going to top out there. But if you are behind in pieces, these players do get the same piece sets, right? So if you're like, say, I think the sweet spot's probably like 5-10 lines behind Ned L. And if you hear that Ned L is getting Tetrises, if you just hear that noise, you're like, okay, I can stack a little more aggressively, knowing that I'm going to get a long bar at some point, right? So if you're like a little bit behind in lines, you can use that to your advantage. Although some players like to move a bit quicker on 18, may press down and set the pace, put on that pressure. Oh, it's actually next week, Twiz. Sorry if I misspoke. I may have misspoke on that. Next week, yeah, we'll be streaming Humanity on Friday to celebrate the Xbox launch on May 30th. What are the win conditions rules in this tournament? Tonight, we're just doing friendly matches. No tournament tonight. But we are just doing first to 2 wins. So best of 3 matches. Or best of 3 games. Ooh, Ned L stacking a little close to the sun there. Manages to get that Tetris, and there's another one. So that aggression is paying off. But Shocky fires back, actually with a slightly higher Tetris rate. Shock is Tetris ready, sets that long bar dependency on the left, and Shocky actually goes... Okay, that worked out very nicely. Sometimes players will decide if they want to go for that Tetris or fill in the left. I think going for the Tetris is probably the textbook move. That's probably up for debate. Just like securing that score, and then you can still fill in the left later, at a later time. In addition, it just keeps your board lower, right? So it's like you get the Tetris, and then you can fill it in, rather than you can fill it in, and you have to go for a Tetris, right? I think it's probably better to go for the Tetris first. That might be the official, or what most players do. I don't know what the actual textbook answer is on that, but that's what I would recommend on first impression. I guess it could be a playstyle choice on that. Well, okay, think of it this way. I guess I'm getting in the weeds on this topic. So if you have a long bar dependency on the left, and you are Tetris ready, and you fill in that long bar dependency, it means your stack is still a bit higher, right? So in a way, if you clear that Tetris, I think that gives you more room to try to fill in that dependency, which in a way allows you to be more efficient, if that makes sense. There's more room for error. If you're trying to maintain a perfect Tetris rate, I think it'd be better to go for the Tetris. Watch it too much, Alex T. Possibly. Yeah, I don't know if Alex... I'm pretty sure if you're going for like a perfect Tetris game, you'd want to take the Tetris. I might be wrong, though. Where's Fractal? I need Fractal to answer, or help me out here. All right, Ned L set up for a kind of high Tetris on the top here, looking for that long bar. I like watching this aggression. Unfortunately, he takes that triple right before the long bar comes. And looking for a Tetris in column 9. And Super Shock's also set up. People care more about lines than score now in a lot of cases. Yeah, especially in personal streams, right? Where they're going for world records and whatnot. Because if they get to these later levels, like when you play into the post-level 29, you're going to get a higher score anyway if you just survive. But in competitive Tetris, it goes into double kill screen at level 39, right? Or like in the biggest tournaments. So that's when score is a little more important. In personal streams, though, when people are going for these line and score world records, you probably don't see them stacking quite as aggressively, just because they're trying to survive. But that kind of changes in a competitive setting, yeah. All right, Ned L already on level 20, and one line will do it for Super Shock to enter that same speed. I'm going to do so with the Tetris. So a 78,000 point lead for Ned L, dropping another Tetris. Ned L is quite a bit ahead on lines, so this is actually, yeah, when you look at the Tetris rates, it's actually really close. But Ned L being ahead kind of forces that pressure. Like, you're going to have to keep up. They're setting the pace, pretty much. And Super Shock is going to have to respond, like, knowing that I need to score some Tetrises coming up if I want to keep close to Ned L here. Yeah, depending on how far ahead or behind you are from your opponent, that can influence the way you stack. You might stack a little more aggressively, knowing that you have to get caught up. Whereas if you see your opponent might top out or they're having a really hard game, you're like, okay, I'm just going to take burns a little more often. In Tetris, low to the board. As soon as I'm Tetris ready, I'm going to be looking to take burns. Whereas if you know you have to get caught up a little bit, you might stack a little higher like Super Shocky is right now, instead of take those burns a little bit sooner. And Ned L's throwing on a pretty good game. 719,000 at level 24 here. That is certainly on max out pace. Max out pace, you want to kind of get around 60% Tetris rate. But if most of your Tetrises are after level 19, you can have a lower Tetris rate and still max out, because those later Tetrises are higher scoring. And yeah, this game is certainly not over for Super Shocky. Only 2% behind on that Tetris rate. Doing a great job keeping up with Ned L here. Kind of a similar lead ever since we've entered this level 19 speed. Shocky is going to have to take some burns. Ned L burning a little earlier there. Super Shock sets up for the Tetris. Able to get that T-piece to the far left. Throws it down. Yeah, Ned L managing to actually up their Tetris rate a little bit, where Super Shocky is falling behind slightly. I think Super Shocky knows this. They're stacking kind of aggressively, one row up here for this Tetris. And yeah, looking like Ned L will be able to... Okay, just one more line, and Ned L will enter that 29 speed. We'll see if they can do anything here. They are hyper tapping, so unlike rolling, you can't secure that far left. All right, so Super Shock is looking like they're not going to be able to get caught up here. Great game with that max out for Ned L. 1,013,000. And Super Shock with a commendable score. Like, that's scary. If you get consistent 800, 900Ks in a competitive setting, that forces you to bring your A game, like Ned L just did. And there we go. Ned L takes it 2-0. GG. Nice games. Casual 1 mil. Very nice. So up next, Tetra Boy. Is your Switch nice and charged? You are going to close out our stream. Tetra Boy and Toka. So Toka and Tetra Boy, make your way to the lobby, which should be shared in the Discord. Final game. Can you guys top that one? That's a pretty good set. DHT stands for drought, yes. So it's the number of pieces since you've had a long bar, eyepiece, log, hero piece, 4 Minos vertical piece, or 4 Mino horizontal piece. I feel good about my play in the second game. Yeah, no, that was pretty good. You kept up with Ned L. You pretty much maintained the same pace, except for the very end there. Or those last 2 levels where I guess that's where the most score comes in. Yeah, you rocked it. What's scary about Super Shocky is I feel like you can throw down those 800K plus games nearly every time, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. I think consistency goes a long way in competitive. All right, looks like our players are in here. Good luck, have fun. Final game of the night. Toka versus Tetra Boy. A lot of games tonight. Yeah, thank you, everybody. I guess I'm doing my closeout statements a little soon here. But thanks, everyone, for stopping by. Always happy to have new players participate. I think we had a lot of, probably at least four players that are new to our community showcase tonight. Again, we do this every Friday, and it's nice to see that we are kind of growing on this Friday night community showcase. It's nice to have like a no frills, no strings attached, just friendly matches, right? No SR on the line. Simul Tetris. Yeah. No, I think in a way that's probably the right reaction to Super Shocky. Like, I'm behind by 170k. I just need to get straight Tetrises, right? So in a way, you kind of do have to lose composure if you want to get caught up and like get a string of luck, if that makes sense. So I think you handled it right. Like, I'll top out pretty often on like 26, 27 for the same reason. Like, I'm just gonna go hard for a Tetris just because I know I'm so far behind, or that I have to make up that pace. It kind of forces you to stack for Tetrises only. All right, looks like our players are throwing down here. So apparently Tetra Boy is rolling with Joy-Cons, and I highly encourage you to keep practicing that because I would love to see that in a tournament. If I see a hand cam of rolling Joy-Cons, that would make my day. So Tetra Boy, keep it up. And for those of you that are not aware, if it sounds like I'm just saying gibberish, rolling is a fairly new technique, I guess, in the last few years in classic Tetris land, or in the community, that involves like kind of rolling your fingers like you would on a piano, like a arpeggio or something like that. There's probably a better example I could use, but it's a way to maximize the amount of inputs you would have when you are trying to move the piece far left and far right. And it allows for players to play into level 29 very far, to the point where we had to kind of change the rule set at our biggest tournaments, right? So that level 39 is kind of the cap, or it goes into even the faster levels. Toka with the crazy downstacks, so Super Shocky. Into a Tetris. 61k lead for Toka. I'm not that familiar with Toka as a player, but it looks like they can throw down. 73 lines, 278,000 points, 60% Tetris rate. That's kind of what I look at when I'm trying to stack for like a max out or something, right? I kind of think of like 100k every 25 lines on 18, so around that 60% Tetris rate is where you want to land. Some nice burns from Tetra Boy into that Tetris. Tetra Boy can throw down classic. I guess I usually see Tetra Boy play Zone Battle, which is the hottest and newest version of Tetris, where you stop time. And my favorite part of Tetris Effect connected multiplayer, personally. Toka is stacking a little bit to the clouds here with this double well. When you have a double well, though, it's easy to burn and set up a Tetris. If you have a double well, typically like two to three usually 2 burns if you use like an L and a J piece, right? We'll set up that Tetris. So double bell is like a really nice conservative way to make sure you don't top out or keep a clean stack. Okay. Ooh, Toko with some rough placements, because I don't know if they can get something to the... Oh! They flag pulled that long bar at the top. Raise that flag. And Tetra Boy is not clear just yet. Look at these placements. They're going to have to bring this craziness down here. So Toko might be able to get away with a... Oh! They don't... They almost got that long bar over. You can see that they had the rolling pace. The piece was moving quickly, but not quite quick enough. So Toko managed to stay alive there, or managed to stay in the lead. That's classic Tetris for you. Tetra Boy with the level choice probably going to be 18 again. Unless they're a 15 player. It's up to them. All right. Doing that on Joy-Cons just feels impossible. I kind of want to try it. I've only tried rolling on the NES controller, and then there's it's called the Dog Bone controller. It's like a different NES controller, but the curve like made it harder for me, which makes me think the Joy-Cons will be harder, but depends on like, I guess how you interact with the D-pad, or yeah, I actually have no idea how effective it is. Tetra Boy is our experiment that I want to see succeed. I want Tetra Boy to become a god roller with the Joy-Cons. So I am rooting for Tetra Boy as an innovator. I don't think anyone else is really trying to do that, right? Ooh, that T-piece. No, that's brutal. Well, ooh. Unfortunate. And Toko's good. I'll tell you what. If you guys want to, I'll allow a 1-round 29 start to close it out here. But yes, thank you everybody for playing. Actually, no, we're going to close it there. We're well over time here. I just love Tetris too much. Okay, actually, go ahead. Tetra Boy wants to do it. Just retry. You guys can do one game, and then I'm going to destroy the room. If you want to start on 29 for fun. I don't know if Toka can even throw down on 29, but if Tetra Boy wants to show off rolling, they can. While they do that, I'm going to have my closing statement. Sorry to flip-flop. All right, let's see what they got. You can extend the stream if you can throw down. And they cannot. So I am closing this lobby. You guys have some work to do. Someone press down, press down. Oh, wait, it's a draw. Okay, it's a draw. We'll keep going. We'll go until somebody wins. Push down points matter. If you press down in classic Tetris, you get push down points. Oh, they picked level 18. I don't want to watch another level 18. All right. Yes. 29 battle. You see one line or some pushdown points. Or Tetris. I actually don't know. Toko with the line. Tetra Boy. No. Toka is our 29 champ tonight. Perhaps we can have this rematch on a future community showcase. Alrighty. So that is going to be it for tonight. Thank you everyone for participating. That was a lot of fun. We do not have a call tomorrow, I believe. for the full moon showcase. Of course, you're always welcome to hop in the Enhanced Discord and hang out. But yeah, so next Friday we are not doing the community showcase, and then the following Friday we're going to be in CTWC. So we may do a different date or we are planning to do some like community showcase plus kind of things for Tetra's 40th later in June. So we'll share some information on that. But yeah, we got a lot going on the next month with some special events and stuff like that. So yeah, it may just be in this Discord and have that community events role selected so that you are notified when we do go live. If we do, it'll probably be at different times. So yeah, join our Discord at discord.gg/enhance, and we'd be happy to get you all in here for our next showcase. You have a match with Alex T coming up. Any advice? Get to 29 every game, at the least. When you're playing against somebody of like such a high caliber, you just want to make sure you got to hold them accountable, right? They might try to go for crazy things, or like flex a little bit. And when people flex, sometimes they mess up. See Ferox versus me in score attack. So just keep consistent. Like, you throw down pretty good scores, but it's Alex T, so I would just yeah, make sure you get to 29 every game. Is that on TEC? Especially on TEC if they're like less familiar there, right? Okay, we're gonna close it out there. Ninja's tourney win, Shen. I should play Ninja's tourney. That'd be cool. I guess I'm just out of the loop sometimes when it comes to participating. Yeah, thank you everyone for joining. Is anybody streaming on Twitch? Maybe we can raise somebody on Twitch. If you're on YouTube, we're about to close it out here. YouTube, see ya. Have a good weekend. And we are turning you off.